My people, thank you so much for tapping into this video. If you want to support content like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, let's get right into the video. As you can see, it's avoiding your problems. As we get older, we start to learn different ways to avoid conflict or a certain situation that we're uncomfortable with. Recently, I had a situation with someone that I love, and we both didn't want to address the elephant in the room. We let it boil over years and years of acting like that conversation didn't need to be had. Eventually, I just kept pumping negative energy and passive aggressiveness into this bubble. And then pop, once I had a bad day at work, once I was drunk, once I was just under the influence, like those are situations where the devil's attacking you. And not to get into religion or anything, but that's when you're most vulnerable. Your energy's down, you're feeling some type of way about your day, or maybe you're just sick and tired of everything, and now you got to deal with the person that you know you've been avoiding for like the past 2-3 years, whatever time it is. And you just burst out into emotion. But instead of doing that, instead of avoiding those problems, what we need to do is we need to address them head on. And I know that's easier said than done. And you're probably thinking, like, if you're someone like me, you're like a know-it-all. You're like, no duh, like that's something we've learned when we were younger. Okay, well, I want you to reflect on your life and reflect on either a person or situation that you're not dealing with and that you know is weighing heavy on your heart. There's got to be something, and if not, then good for you. You know, move along. This video is not for you. But for the people that feel like they have a burden in their heart and feel like someone or something is causing a nuisance or a hindrance in their life, then man, I challenge you to do something about it. I'm not saying go out there and be stupid and make dumb decisions and handle it the wrong way, whether that's with violence or aggression. Nah, man, think about it. Think about it critically. Let's not deal with these situations when we're under the influence or when we're upset. How is that going to benefit us? You know, we're just going to say things that's truly not on our heart and not articulate ourselves the way we want to. Maybe you got to write it down on a piece of paper and let that person know how you truly feel. Because if you try to go off script, then you might not say how you truly feel deep down in your heart. Let's revert back to the beginning of the video where I said adults get better over time at avoiding their problems. I feel like when we get older, we understand how to avoid certain situations that will cause us turmoil or some sort of anger. What I mean by that is you've already experienced certain things, whether it's with someone or with something, and you know how to deal with them now, and you know how to avoid them. But maybe that thing, that situation or person is lingering in your life, and it's still kind of a nuisance or burden. And you're like suppressing it deep down. You're compartmentalizing it somewhere in your mind and telling yourself, okay, I'll deal with it one day, or I'll deal with it later. And how are we doing that? Well, you go home, you get on your phone, you distract yourself, or you do whatever type of escapism that you want to do. And then eventually you distract yourself and you don't even remember what you were upset about earlier in the day. And then you act like it's all fine and dandy. But in reality, what you're doing is you're building all that shit up. Like you're pumping it and pumping it into a balloon that's gonna eventually burst. You can't just keep pumping air into a balloon and not expect it to burst, man. You're gonna explode one day. You're gonna yell at your girl, at your mom, at your brother, at your sister, at your loved one. In some capacity, you're gonna go off on them. Instead of doing that, I challenge you to face that problem head on. Look at that person in the eye or that thing and be like, okay, how are we gonna conquer this in a critical way, in a cohesive way, instead of doing it out of pure emotion or when you're under the influence, when you're drunk, when you're high, or when you're emotional?